the book, The More You Hustle, the Luckier You Get, you can be a successful parentpreneur. And today I'm reading chapter 3 of the book. Every day I'll be reading and sharing a new chapter. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to send them. And of course, you can find the book at www.themoreyouhustle.com. So without further ado, let's jump right into chapter 3, which is called The NICU and the Startup Accelerator. I left for Madison with my mind back at home on my wife and twins. The next 3 months were the hardest of my life. My wife called crying almost every day. I cried daily. And every morning I'd wake up at 2 a.m. and not be able to go back to sleep because of the stress of the kids and the pressure of the accelerator to get a new website built in time for graduation or demo day in early April. Demo day was when we pitched a large room of potential investors and hoped someone would be interested enough to fund the business. I was looking to raise $250,000. The pressure was especially acute because we decided to blow up the collage editor of the beta site I paid $35,000 to build in favor of something that was significantly more user-friendly. Oh, and I had a developer on my team who, while brilliant and a nice guy, was battling personal demons, which made him extremely unreliable. I came home on the weekends to be with my wife, and we spent almost the entire time in the NICU with the kids. My wife was there every day doing kangaroo time with the babies, which is where she was skin to skin cuddling with them. I had to fight with her to get any kangaroo action with the kiddos when I visited, as that was her favorite thing to do. My wife would marvel at how, despite his malnourished condition, Thaddeus was so strong and tenacious and would always lift up his little head when he was on her chest. He was a real fighter, and this was good because he wasn't doing that well. His lungs were super underdeveloped, and he needed a blood transfusion, and he had a hernia, which required surgery. Despite all these challenges, through sheer grit and persistence, and by the grace of God, we built a good enough version of the website in time for graduation. Phew. While waiting my turn to pitch a demo day, I got a call from an investor with whom I'd met a few weeks prior. He said he and his partners wanted to fill my entire $250,000 angel investment round. I hung up the phone and dropped to my knees and thanked God. A few weeks earlier, after the accelerator ended, and just before I actually had the cash from the investors, I had to fire my developer. The website was badly broken, and I stayed up till midnight for 2 weeks working with a few consultants and Amazon Cloud tech support to get things working again. Shit is never easy. My anxiety and frustration were on 10, but eventually we got the website working again. In those early days, even though the website worked, it was so unstable because we were scrambling to get a functioning prototype done for demo day that I had to hold the hand of customers on the phone to walk them through placing an order. I love the book Do More Faster by Brad Feld and David Cohen. One of my favorite quotes from the book is, paraphrasing, quote, "If you're not at least a little embarrassed by the first version of your product, you waited too long to ship it," end quote. Well, maybe we took that quote to the extreme, but we did launch. And one of my favorite quotes from the book, The Art of the Start by Guy Kawasaki is, quote, "Real CEOs ship," end quote. So, hey, my shit was janky, but unlike people who get paralysis by analysis and never launch anything, at least I ship product. And that made me a real CEO, right? On a positive note with the kids, Zoe came home from the NICU after 6 weeks, but Thaddeus stayed there for 10. When he came home, he did so with tubes of an oxygen tank in his nose, and he was tethered to a machine that monitored his blood oxygen level. That damn thing beeped all the time and made for many a sleepless night. Well, we already weren't sleeping because the kids were eating every 3 hours. But the twins were home, and relative to how they were doing when they were born, they were well, and for that, we were thankful. So that's the end of chapter 3. If you have any questions, hit me a note in the comments. You can follow me on Instagram at TrepDad. You can cop the book at themoreyouhustle.com. Per usual, please tag a friend or family member who's a parentpreneur or an entrepreneur or just thinking about maybe taking a plunge and doing a side hustle and wants to get a sense for what that might be like, and who just might need a little inspiration, because I got plenty of that up in here. Thanks, y'all. Tally ho.